For better picture quality, adjust tracking control on your VCR.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sandra Bernhard.
Let me tell you, tonight is not about glamour, it's not about dress, it's not about fashion. No, it's not. Tonight is about comedy. My own roots being deeply entrenched in the Catskills and the Borscht Belt, where I began my illustrious career. I spit, I sprayed. What am I gonna do? It's a beautiful, beautiful experience to be here tonight. It's the gravy being here. This is what all the hard work is about. It's the payoff. At the end of the day, what do you have? What do you have when you've given it up for your business, for your career, this is my life. No healthy relationships. I don't have time. I'm not interested. But I'm very lucky because, of course, I've had many people take me under their wing. Joan Rivers was a big influence on me. She nurtured me. She took care of me. She said, get a nose job. No. Who knows more about plastic surgery than Joan Rivers? But I've been in the business for 15 years. I've worked. I've put my life into it. I started off at a wonderful little club called the Ye Little Club. Have I told you some of my best material? Did I tell you my big psychic piece that I kicked off my act with 15 years ago? Hello, I'm a medium. He's an extra large, she's a small. What did you... And then I followed up with my big killer Mary Tyler Moore piece. My impression from the Dick Van Dyke Show. But, you know, as I matured, I found myself very attracted to Lily Tomlin. Not in that way, no. As an artist. Not that she isn't a lovely lady, because she's gorgeous, and that jumpsuit is inspirational. No, but... And there's been some wonderful male comics in my life, of course. I recently I had a big gig doing the cover of the Cable Guide with Melton Berle, Uncle Melty. You know, I've always had a thing for older men. I have a father complex. It's a whole thing. And he got up behind me and he was like shoving his schmeckel into my tuchus. It was like a whole thing. Ow! Wow! Melty! Ow! But he's such an inspiration to me. I mean, you know, he was the first drag queen. We love Uncle Melty. Where did that come out of? Left field, I'm telling you. No. But the evening is not about me. Please don't laugh anymore at me because I want to bring out the other performers. The ladies are waiting. They're nervous, but they're brilliant, each and every one of them. The first lady, first woman, whatever you want to... Lady, I prefer lady myself. Is an old friend of mine. She's a super talent. She's been working her ass off. So give it up to her. Diane Nichols is excellent. Please welcome her. And we'll see you in a minute.
I love to be a woman in the 90s, but I just think that we're getting advice from all the wrong people. I just finished my copy of Vanna Speaks. Who knew she could speak? Apparently she types, too. Here's her advice. She said, ladies, when taking a shower, open your mouth very wide, let the water rush in, strike your teeth. It acts as a water pick. Oh, wow. I guess if I lean against the wall, I'm ironing my skirt. We must stop her before Vanna speaks again. You know who else has a book out? Jane Seymour. That's that beautiful British actress from the Le Jardin commercials every Christmas. You know that one? Le Jardin. For women who want to smell like the garden. Isn't that mulch? Her book is actually called Living Romantically. I don't know if I'm going to buy this. Do men want to live romantically? Oh, great. Women answering for men. Gee, how unusual. This is why men don't know what they want. They've never heard the sound of their own voice. This is why I'm glad that God gave the 10 Commandments to a man. He didn't really have a choice. A woman would have thought, oh, well, I know that's what he said. But I really don't think that's what he meant. Hey, this guy's been hurt. Let me handle him. Of course, women can always get men to do what we want. We think we have the greatest weapon in the world against men. I guess you know what that is. It's not sex. It's not sex. Not anymore. Not since they found out we like it, too. We lost ground there. Yeah, nowadays, women are not faking orgasms. They're hiding them. Oh, no. Nothing happened for me. Oh, that's the hiccups. No, our greatest weapon against men is that whiny voice that we can all do real well. You know, the one that melts the wax in their ears? My God, a man will do anything to get away from that sound. When you want to torture a man, you take that voice, you speed it up. What the hell was that, sonar? What are you talking to whales? Of course, I'm no prize either because, you know, nowadays men want these healthy, outdoorsy, active women, and I'm just not athletic. You remember high school? High school PE class? You always had to choose up teams. Then you got down to that last little girl that no one wanted on the team. Am I starting to look familiar to you now? Honey, you throw a ball in my face, I panic. I ran from a tetherball. I never thought it was fair a ball could come around and hit you on the back of the head, too. That's like a Three Stooges trick. Ow, ow, ah! One ball just hit me twice. I'll tell you when I'm working out, behind the wheel. I love to drive. I love to drive and put on makeup at the same time. It relaxes me. See, my boyfriend, like a lot of men, takes great pride in his automobile. Honey, this car, it's detailed, it's waxed, it's vacuum weekly, looks fabulous. My car, on the other hand, looks like a really big purse. I should just have a Kleenex popping up the roof of my car. I'm driving a Kleenex box. Oh, he can't deal with this. He was a Marine. He believes in a clean machine. I love that he was a Marine. He's the bravest man I've ever met. Except when you're sick. What the hell happens to men when they are ill? They come downstairs in that robe they wear once a year, the dog sleeps on, that chewed the butt out of. And if he's wearing slippers, he thinks he's terminal. No, men are cute. They get that little tuft of hair that comes creeping up the back of their head. You know that thing that looks like a satellite dish? They don't even know it's there. That's nature's way of telling you, I'm sick. You take care of him. And I do. I bring him some magazines, one he's very interested in. I bring him Cosmopolitan. I know, isn't that cruel? But Cosmo was edited by a fascinating woman, Helen Gurley Brown. It's her maiden name. Isn't that a hoot? Anyway, she wrote the greatest book. This is her advice. She said that women should put on wet underwear under their clothes, because this will make your dress cling like skin. I tried that. I walked into a party with wetness seeping through my clothes. You think my date thought I was sexy? He said, oh my God, you sweat like a horse. I wasn't allowed on the furniture. So he only wanted dinner with a placemat on my chair. All their magazines, they have all these articles on oral sex. Have you noticed that in men's magazines? I guess they like it or something. No, I look at the men. I just want to say, when are some men going to realize that that is a treat, not a duty? Yeah, women know what I'm talking about. We all know that fighting for oxygen feeling. Look at the men. Get that woman off this dick. Where did I get uglier? You know what I really hate? Guys that bring rubber bands for your hair. Hey, I don't make this stuff up. I just write it down when I see it. Trust me, a man shows up for a date, he has a lot of rubber bands around his wrist. He is not the paper boy. Learn from my mistakes. Now, I think men today are probably better lovers than they've ever been in history. But you know that old expression, you start something, you better be prepared to finish it? Have women pushed men too far? I've now discovered that if there's anything more frustrating than a guy who doesn't care if you have an orgasm, it's a guy who's going to give you one if it's the last thing he ever does. I mean, after 10 hours. Who cares, Top Gun? Bring that plane in for a landing. Well, you've been a great audience. Thank you. Bye-bye.
The crudité is out of this world. We're having a ball. Like I said, it's not about fashion. It's not about hair. It's just about being real. Beta carotene, very good for you. Anyways, the next girl, please hold her. Be here for her, please, for God's sakes. Love her. Give, hold, support, soothe, assuage. And please welcome Susie Loucks.
I was watching the show from a crack back there. Hasn't it been good so far? Yeah. I was really enjoying it. Now it's my turn. No, I was thinking about this. There's a lot of people in here. I don't know any of you people. I don't, not one of you. Look at it from my point of view. Right now, you're all just sitting there staring at me, and this is putting a little pressure on me. And right now, I'm having this thought, and gosh, what that means, they make me a little nervous, you know. Not that big of a deal. Not tell you nice people. Each and every one of you, right off the bat, nice people. No, you like it, somebody to come up here, they come up the band stage, put your glass on things around. No. I'm not nervous. No, see, the fact of the matter is, you know, I thought I would knock off a few pounds. You know, and we all hate to diet, so this morning when I woke up, I just thought, I'm doing it all today. So I took about 37 Dexatrim. I'm really excited about it. I've lost 10 pounds since 3 o'clock. Well, I am on a big self-improvement kick, I am. I quit smoking. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I'm really proud of this, I am. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. This is my first day. I've only cheated 10 times so far. No, this is very difficult. Does anybody here quit? Oh, how'd you quit? Oh, just stop. Just like that, just stop. Wish I'd have thought of that. I'm having a hard time, I am. I went to my doctor for help, my family doctor, and he goes, oh, what you want to do to quit smoking is you put this rubber band around your wrist, and every time you want a cigarette, you snap it. It's this major torture thing. I paid for this advice. So like right now, I'll be honest, I'm dying for a cigarette. Oh, not anymore. I feel good now. Boy, I've only been up here a minute, and I'm really starting to sweat. No, it's kind of scary, because I put baby powder all over to keep cool. Now with this perspiration, I've got paste, so. I'm feeling a little distracted, I am, because 8 days ago, I went to a tanning salon, one of these tanning booth places. You know, and you go in there by yourself, so I did it naked, and I really sunburned my butt, and now it's peeling. Now I just have this really strong desire to just scoot around on shag carpeting. Oh, but I'm dealing with it. Oh, you bet I am. Oh, I saw something so poetic. I saw a pigeon poop on another pigeon. Oh, then I went shopping. Oh, this was fun. Oh, but you know one thing that's taking the fun out of shopping? The sales clerks they have working in the stores now. They have all these really pretty, cute young girls that treat us women terribly. They do. They love you men. The second you walk through the doors, they come running up to you as fast as they can. They're always wearing really sexy outfits, real short little miniskirts, coming up to you guys. Oh! Hi. Can I help you find anything today? I just love to tease other women. My favorite girls to tease are the young girls, like the sales clerks. Just young girls, because you older guys love these girls. You do. I don't see what you see in them. Like their little attitudes on life. Whenever you see them just walking down the street, I just get these little attitudes. They're like prancing around like they think they're like little Shetland ponies or something. This is true. You can always pick them out of a crowd. Always they'll be standing there. Oh, hi. Now, see, some of you are sitting there thinking to yourselves, is this girl a little bitter? You're damn right I'm bitter. No, I'll be honest, I was 16 once. I never remember looking how these girls look today. They're beautiful. When I was this age, I was going through really heavy orthodontics. Oh, braces and headgear. Big rubber thing that went around my head. I looked like the human slingshot. Nightmare. Did anybody ever have to wear headgear? Oh, God, how old were you when you had to wear it? 12. Oh, 12. Like junior high? Yeah, pretty much the biggest geek in your school? No, I'm not making fun of you. It's just I know what you look like. In case you forgot, here's a flashback for you. Here you go. you were luckier than me, though. I was 16 when I had to wear mine, high school. You know, and this is when you want to meet guys big time. No guys would ever talk to me. If I did, I looked like a hay baler. Oh, what made it worse for me, when I get too excited and smile too big, the whole damn thing would just like pop up. Oh, boy. Then I'd look like a Pekingese. No, but I grew up. See, we grew up out of this. We grew up. Some of these girls just never grow up. It's true when you least expect it. Say you're on an airplane going somewhere, you know, you're going down the runway getting ready for takeoff, and the airline stewardess comes up to the front of the plane, she comes up there, oh, hi. My name's Bambi. And I'd like to take this opportunity, just to point out a few things about the aircraft. I shouldn't talk about them this way, I shouldn't. But girls will be girls, so what the hell? Anyway, the little bitches are so stupid. The other day on the freeway, I was driving along. I see the stupidest thing. 2 of them are hitchhiking on the side of the freeway. And this is so stupid and dangerous. And like me being female and having that motherly instinct, when I passed them, I got off the freeway, backtracked, got back on the freeway, finally found them, BAM! Ran them both right over. Oh, I think they learned a valuable lesson, though. I think they did. Freeway's not a playground. You know, I'm getting so darn hot, I can feel my makeup starting to run down my neck. And this is scary because you can see how much I wear. I love it, I just pile it on. So many different brands to choose from. I find that Sears Indoor Outdoor Latex Enamel works best for me. The weather beater. No, I'll be honest, I am bitter, I am. It's because I'm single. Are there a lot of single girls here tonight? Man, why are you so damn happy about it? What's your name?
Laura.
Oh, pleased to meet you, Laura. Now, do you like being single?
I love it.
I love it. Why is that, Laura?
I don't have to deal with a man.
Don't have to deal with a man. I hate being single. I hate it. I want to get married. Maybe it's for the wrong reasons, but I decided I want to marry somebody very, very, very rich. Oh, college-educated women perking up, sure. No, when you think about this, you see all these really rich housewives driving around in real big, expensive cars. They live in fabulous houses. Well, but one thing, you got to be honest with yourself and stop and ask yourself, are these gals really happy? Fuck yes. I hate being single. Who are the single guys here tonight? Man, you're all sitting there. We're not playing this game. No, but you raised your hand. What is your name, sir?
Ron.
Ron, let's see how your love life's going. I read this article in the newspaper, and they took this survey among men, and they asked them this question. Do you know what the man's favorite song to make love to is, Ron?
No.
What's your best guess? Well, I guess that's better than Michael Jackson's Beat It. What do you think it is, Ron? Yeah, the women are just like desperate back there. If you buy him a cocktail, I think you're in there, if you know what I mean. What do you think it is, Ron?
What, Bolero?
That's exactly right. Yeah, these women are yelling out, "I'm sexually..." How many people think that these girls haven't actually been laid in a long, long time? No, that's right, Ravel's Bolero. Are you girls familiar with this?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're right behind me now. Bolero. Mm-hmm. B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O. You know, it's a joke. No, a lovely piece of music, Ravel's Bolero. But, well, ladies, what came to mind when I was reading this article about Bolero, what I'd really like to see, Ron, is a man that could last the duration of this little melody. No, because Bolero happens to be 21 minutes long. Well, you're sitting there pretty confidently, Ron.
Well, sure.
Oh, sure. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the little engine that could. Yeah, Ron, try it with a partner. Oh, man, now you know what I use for birth control. My personality. No, I'm just teasing you guys. I am. No, you know, because one thing, like, I hear guys complain. Do you feel that you understand women? Yeah. I hear a lot of guys complain about this. By round of applause, how many fellas here feel that you do not understand women? Oh, see, listen to how many that is. That's silly, fellas, that is, because we are so basic and simple. For those of you that feel that you don't understand us, this is a simple analogy for you. Ron, think of us as a telephone. No, this makes sense. It does, because think about it. You know, because like, we like to be held close and we like to be listened to, you know, and if you push the wrong button, you're disconnected. Yeah. But you know, there's also one on every corner and it only takes a quarter, so there you go. You guys are a really fun audience. Thanks a lot. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Waiting for my Nubian slaves. All right. We need to welcome the next woman of the night. Please bring her to the stage, Laura Kightlinger.
Hello. As Sandra may have mentioned, I'm a woman. Thanks to God and a series of painful operations. But it's nice to be here in San Francisco. I live in New York, and I've lived there for 3 years already. And in that time, I've become oblivious to everything. Like, I just don't notice things anymore. Like, I sat in a coffee shop, and I drank half a cup of coffee before I noticed there was lipstick on the cup. Exactly, and I went to wipe it off with a napkin, and there was wadded up gum and lipstick on the napkin. And I must have been sitting in that woman's lap for, I don't know, like an hour. Do you know that up until a month ago, people in New York were being killed for their coats? Yeah, and I don't think that's right. I think if you're going to kill someone for their coat, you should eat them too. I mean, I'm as politically unconscious as the next guy, but I couldn't help but be furious about the Supreme Court ruling that federally funded hospitals and clinics cannot give out information on abortion. Exactly. And if that's not enough, if a patient asks about abortion, her physician is instructed to say, la la la, I can't hear you, la la la, I can't hear you. I feel like if anyone is completely off their nut, they'll find me, even if they have to call me at home. I've been getting obscene phone calls at noon. Can you believe it? So I have the one really ambitious pervert in the whole city up making the calls. He's got the coffee, the newspaper, the phone, the penis. 4 basic food groups. I don't know. He's up making the calls. And it's just as creepy as it is at nighttime. I mean, he calls me and says, good afternoon. I want to bite you really hard and kiss you all over and jerk off in your face. And I just said, look, don't you think we should go to dinner first? I mean, he's assuming a lot, isn't he? But he's good about calling. Christ, I don't want to get my hopes up, not a second time. I mean, I don't think we're going to get married or anything, but, you know, wish me luck. I don't see marriage in my cards. I don't think I'm going to get married, but I know that marriage works for some people. I have a friend who's in a great marriage. This is just the greatest marriage of all time, I think. She was the girl in grade school who went blind from sitting too close to the TV. Anyway, she married the guy in grade school who made a face and it stayed that way. Yeah. Isn't that the nuts? Yeah. As a matter of fact, I got a letter from her that they have a lovely toddler now who just broke his neck from leaning back in a chair. Oh. Oh, that gets me. That gets me behind the knees. Yeah. Little Josh. Yeah. So apparently, I can't hope for that kind of bliss in my own life. I was in love, madly in love, with an Irish guy, and I thought maybe we'd get married, but he had this annoying habit of sleeping with other women in front of me. And when I was asked to videotape, I said no. You know, I mean, no. He had this habit of answering me in cliches and proverbs, you know? Like, I'd start to bitch about my life, and then he'd say, "Oh, Lord, you're always complaining about how bad your life is. Why don't you change it? You know, you're the author of your own fate." And I just thought, God, he's right. I am the otter of my own fat. But what the hell does that mean? I don't know. I think maybe my standards are too high. I know they're at least higher than the people at Johnny Walker. I think you've probably seen the ad where there are two women jogging on a beach, and the caption under one of the women is, "He loves my kid, and he drinks Johnny Walker." I just think her friend should say, "Hey, that's really great, Jen. So he's a child molester and an alcoholic. Does he have any friends?" I'm not worried about my social life. I feel like I know too many people. Because every day I run into somebody else that I don't want to see. I mean, I'm always running into somebody who's just become instantly successful, so then they've got to brag to me about it, and then I feel obligated to make them feel bad. This guy I went to school with was exactly in my face, and he said, "You know, Laura, I was a production assistant on a film. Now I own the film company, and I'm starring in the films we produce. Can you believe it? I really made it. So what have you been up to?" And I'd say, "Oh, well, despite the accident, I'm still able to hold a ball in my hand." So listen, I should scoot. I've just soiled myself while we were talking, and now look, I have bigger plans than just fitting in, obviously. Laura, you don't fit in. Now, I plan to be so successful, so famous, so well respected that drag queens want to dress like me in parades when I'm dead. I mean, is there a bigger tribute to my life or accomplishments than, "Are you Laura Kightlinger? So am I. But I'm Laura when she still cared about herself, when she shaved and wore perfume. Here, sniff." "Oh, well, then that must make me Laura at the end. Laura when she lost it, when she lost her looks, and she lost her mind, and she lost her money. Oh, God damn it. Can you see my balls in this gown?" No, not a one. Thanks a lot, you guys are the nuts. Appreciate it. Good night.
Shut the fuck up. Oh, knock off your phony laughter. It makes me sick. What's the matter? You don't care about me anymore? You don't care about me? What about me? Something local. Just leather S&M. I don't want to. Oh. Anyways, we're moving right along. Clipping along now. Ooh, yeah. We're gonna bring out our next gal, our next kooky, crazy, wacky gal. She's funny. Funny. Shh. Be kind, be generous, remember us when we're gone, when we leave, where we've been. Just welcome Carol Henry, okay?
Hi. Hi. This is a great job to have. This is a great job. I love my job. Before I left my last job, I took care of unfinished business. I worked in an office. And every day my boss would say the same thing. So, working hard or hardly working? Every day for a year, working hard, hardly working, every day for working hard, hardly working. On my last day, I put my hands around his neck. So, breathing hard or hardly breathing? I haven't always had the best attitude about my jobs. You know, like when I worked as a topless go-go dancer. I'd come out on stage. So what the hell are you looking at? No, I've had it up to here with you, okay? I had a birthday just this year. Anybody else? Just this year. And, I had a wonderful time. I spent the day with my family, which is a heartwarming experience for me. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Because I come from the typical American family. You know, me, my mother, her third husband, his daughter from a second marriage, my stepsister, and her illegitimate son. They gave me a wonderful gift this year. The best. Did you ever hear of a salad shooter? Salad shooter. What was I supposed to do? Walk into a salad bar, hold up a vegetarian? Another birthday. When I was 17, I was going out with a 59-year-old man. And sexually, we got along great. Because the things he couldn't do anymore were the things I didn't know about. Oh, I wonder what it would be like to go out with this guy now. I'm in my 30s, so he would be what? Dead? Thank you. I'm not being disrespectful of the dead either. I love them. I even date them. Hey, I'm from New York, you know? I love a challenge. I was very sheltered growing up. I knew nothing about sex. My mother said, all you have to know is this. Sex is a dirty, disgusting thing you save for someone you love. You know, I'm worried that I intimidate men, because everything I just told you was my opening conversation on a first date. I intimidate men, I do. I intimidate men. Men think I'm tough. They do. When they go out with me, they're only after one thing. Protection. So, Bill, what are your plans for the evening? Well, Bob, I'm off to a club, but I don't know who to bring. Well, Bill, where is this club? The Tenderloin. Ooh, tough neighborhood. Better take Carol Henry. I
have a very bad habit when I go on a first date. Nobody should do this. Men, women, nobody should do it. You don't tell everything about your life on a first date, do you? You don't. You don't tell a first date you've been in jail. Kills the mystery. Your time. Not a good idea. Well, men and women, we all lie to each other. We all say things we don't mean. Men will say, I'll call you. I'll call you. Right? When they say they're going to call, they don't. When they say they're not going to come, they do. Yeah. I meet a lot of guys. I do. I met this guy the other night. This is how he introduces himself. He says, hello, my name is Frank Kearns. That's Kearns with a K. It's true. Now, why would he tell me something like this? To make sure I spell it right in my diary? Tonight, I met Frank Kearns with a K. What an idiot. Or to make sure I know he's not from the Kearns with a C family? We all know what creeps they are. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of cute-looking guys here tonight. I see you out there. A lot of nice-looking men here tonight. A lot of nice, sexy-looking. But I know, no matter how cute, sexy any of these guys are, there's always someone, somewhere, that's sick of them. It's true. So like I said, I'm from New York, and a couple of weeks ago I wanted to get out of New York. Big surprise, huh? Wanted to get out. Took a bus ride out of town, a bus ride to forget. 8 hours on a bus. 8 hours on a bus, so I figured 8 hours on a bus, I'll make some plans for the ride. So I brought food for the ride. I brought 3 peanut butter sandwiches, 3 Cokes, 3 raisin granola bars, and a couple of apples. Oh, so we're pulling out of the terminal. The food's gone. I had 7 hours and 25 minutes to kill. When I'm at home, I like to watch late-night TV. I like to watch reruns. The Honeymooners, my favorite rerun. I love The Honeymooners. Alice crammed and always running around, always so busy, always so much to do. What the hell did she have to do with 1 room and 2 pieces of furniture? I'll never figure that out. And you know the bedroom was small if the dresser was in the kitchen. Right? I figured out what she was doing all day. She's taking the furniture apart and reassembling it. Yesterday, I got dressed up. I put on my brand new blue dress. I felt great until I remembered I don't have shoes or a bag to match the dress. Some of you ladies can identify with this. Some of you men probably too. Yeah. All right. I needed some blue shoes, a bag to match, but didn't have the extra money to accessorize. I had to wear brown shoes, carry a brown bag. I told myself it's okay. No one will notice and nobody will care. So I'm walking to the bus, and just when I had forgot about it, this bum comes up to me. He says, you know, I was going to ask you for money, but if you had any, you'd have bought yourself some shoes and a bag to match the dress. Thank you very much. You're very nice. Thank you.
Charisse, just to wind the evening down. Yeah! Look, we're not going to fool around. We have our last woman of the night, and she's just super, and we've all had such a great time, and just be there, be warm, loving, and welcome Kathleen Madigan, okay?
Thanks a lot. It's nice to be here. Fun to be here. I came out here on a bus this time, and I just, the bus scares me. There's way too many gross people. There were 65 people on the bus. I was the last one on. I took one look at these people. I felt like calling Unsolved Mysteries and going, yeah, I found everybody. Everyone is so so gross. The guy in front of me went into convulsions, started swallowing his tongue. He was shaking and sweating and puking. And his friend's with him, and he's like, oh man, he's been drinking for 55 days straight. We have to get him off this bus now. So we stop, we get him off the bus. I'm looking around thinking, oh great, now who's gonna drive? I don't know, I was gonna fly out here, but boy, the airlines are a mess, aren't they? Nobody even answers the phone anymore. They fired all the flight attendants, which, boy, you hate to see people lose their jobs, but some of those women were really crabby. And, I was so excited to see some of them get laid off that I went out to the airport last week when they were picking up their last checks and just stood at the door going, bye, 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 bye. Thought about renting a car, found out I'm not old enough. You have to be 25. Went to the little counter and they go, oh, you're 24. Well, you're just not old enough to rent a car. I was like, well, I'm just old enough to buy an assault rifle. Oh. Yeah, how about that? Something to ponder, huh? They don't even check your driving record. And I've had a lot of accidents. I mean, I already know what the police are going to ask when they get there. It's always the same first question. Well, Miss Madigan, where were you headed at the time of the accident? Like, well, officer, pretty much into his trunk. I mean, what does it matter where I was headed? I didn't get there, did I? Oh, no. I don't know where to meet people. A lot of people meet in college. I went to college, but boy, I did not like that. My parents wouldn't pay for it, and they had the money to pay for it. And then my father would look right at us and go, college? Well, these are the best years of your life. I was like, oh, yeah. 3 jobs, shit car, no money. Pinch me. I'm dreaming. Then he'd look right at us and go, well, I hope you're learning something at that university. We're like, oh, yeah, Dad, learning to sell my blood for beer money. Overall, he's a great dad, though he just turned 50. It's really hard to look at your dad and think, you know, Dad, you're like the same age as Mick Jagger. Just hard to picture Dad out on tour at this point in his life, you know, dragging that recliner from town to town. He did turn 50. What do you get your dad? He has everything. And he just kept saying, well, I'd like you to surprise me. So we did, because we all chipped in and got him one of those mail-order Asian wives. Really surprised my mom. She was like, who's that Oriental woman in our family room? Well, that's Wong Fu, Mom. Get used to her. I like my parents too. I like them a lot. I think they're kind of anxious for one of us to have kids, and I'd like to have kids because, well, I get those maternal feelings, like when I'm laying on the couch and I can't reach the remote control. I think, boy, a kid would be nice right now. Yeah. What a 5-year-old would do, I don't know. I mean, don't get me wrong, kids are cute and kids are fun, but sooner or later, they are gonna want your money. You know, I mean, you live with teenagers, it's like living with homeless people. Can I have $1? Can I have $1? Got $1? Time's running out, though. I've only got, 20 years left. I gotta have kids. I read all those women's magazines. I know these things. I read Cosmopolitan. Well, actually, I read that now because I quit buying perfume. Now I just roll around in all my magazines before I leave. They just have really bad advice in these things. They're like, are you looking to meet people? Get a part-time job. I'm like, no, that's not good advice. I waited tables for 8 years, and sometimes you just can't believe how stupid people are. I mean, just simple questions like, sir, what kind of dressing would you like on your salad? Well, what kind do you have? Well, we have French, Italian, and Thousand Island. Well, do you have honey mustard? It's like, well, did you hear me say honey mustard? Just want to look at him and go, sir, what are you thinking? They're like, yeah, we have it. I'm just not telling you about it. Okay. It's a big kitchen secret tonight. Yeah. Their little little hint last month was looking for Mr. Right, tired of the bars, try the laundromat. I'm thinking, yeah, like I want to be 30 and dating a guy who can't afford a dryer. Hey, hey. Because money's important. I mean, if you can't afford a dryer, chances are you can't afford cable. And I live for cable. I do. I live for ESPN. I mean, I love ESPN. All sports, 24 hours a day. And these guys will show anything. I mean, last Saturday they showed 5 hours of bowling. You know, now bowling in real life is fun. I bowled for 2 years because, well, I was drunk and needed shoes. But, and those shoes are pretty much match any outfit you could ever dream up, let me tell you. You know, but bowling on TV, it doesn't transfer right. It doesn't even look real. I mean, 5 hours goes by and not once does anyone, like, throw a gutter ball or forget that it's their turn, you know. Bob, you're up. Oh, shit. That's one of my favorite sports. And bowling's so boring you can't even bet on it. And I think you should be able to bet on all sports. Not everybody thinks that, though. I went to the dog racing track a few weeks ago. A bunch of animal rights activists were there. Oh, they were everywhere, outside going, hey, 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 hey. Did you know that some of these dogs are starved for weeks upon end so that they are guaranteed to win these races? And I was like, well, that's terrible. Do you know which ones? I'm here to pick a winner. Yep. I lost all my money, though. Not good, because I just spent all my money being in a few weddings. I was in my sister's. I was the maid of debt. The reception was fun, though. Big Catholic wedding reception. A lot of drinking going on. I don't want to say there's too much drinking going on in the Catholic religion, but I did go to midnight mass this past Christmas Eve, and you could tell people were drinking before this event. It was a rowdy crowd. I mean, they were heckling the priest. You know, I was like, keep your day job, Padre. Somebody in the choir started the wave, and it's like, I've thought about converting, thought about being a Baptist, have a lot of Baptist friends, but see, once they find out you're Catholic, they'll start quoting stuff from the Bible because they know you've never opened one. See, what's really sick is that's the Catholic people laughing right now, and the other people are like, they don't read the Bible? No, we don't. We just, we just took everybody's word for it. I mean, you know. It got such good reviews. I do know some Bible stories, though. I know the ones they made movies into, like the ones on TV. 10 Commandments on every Easter. Moses, my favorite guy in the whole Bible. What a wacky guy this guy was, huh? I mean, he goes on a little trip. He's completely lost in the desert for 40 years. And I'm thinking, well, see, he was probably just a typical guy standing out there going, oh, no, I know right where I'm at. 50,000 people followed him for 40 years, and he was completely lost. I mean, don't you think just one person would have got out of line and said, hey, Moses, do you think we could get a look at the map for a decade? Not the MacGyver we had hoped for at this point. It's nice you guys laugh. In Atlanta a couple weeks ago, a woman stood up and said, you are going straight to hell. And I was like, well, at least I'll know people. Oh, I'll know the other Catholics. It'll be me, Madonna, and Hitler. Yeah. Just looking at each other going, what the hell happened here, huh? Hell's gonna be okay, though, I think, because I think in 10 years, hell's gonna be the only place in the Milky Way where you're still allowed to smoke. And, and I just quit smoking. Thanks for caring. No, because, well, you can't smoke anywhere you go anymore. I was out last Sunday. I didn't see any signs. Nobody asked, so I lit a cigarette. And this woman just lost all control of her bodily functions. And everyone knows how it started. Finally, she got up the nerve, please put it out. I turned around. She was 3 pews away. I was like... So, I don't know. I am going to quit because you non-smokers, oh, you guys are right, and you'll be the first ones to let us know. Non-smokers are always like, you should stop. It's going to kill you. Stop. It's going to kill you. And you're thinking, well, it might. But you don't know. He could die of anything. You know, my dad's always like, well, look at your Uncle Bob. Smoked 6 packs of cigarettes a day, drank a quart of vodka a week, ended up getting run over by a bus. I'm like, yeah, but Dad, he was drunk in the middle of the highway, chasing his lighter. So, shit happens. Thank you. You've been a great audience.
Well, you've been absolutely enchanting this evening. I'll tell you, we hate to end the night, but we're going to. You've been wonderful. I'm going to bring the girls back out for an encore, and please give it up to them. They worked so hard for you tonight. They gave it up. Now you give it up. We love you. Thank you for coming. Come on out, girls, ladies, women. Come on.